Welcome to New Business in Later Life, where we prove that it's never too late to pursue your entrepreneurial dreams. You will meet remarkable individuals who launch successful businesses over 50, sharing their stories, challenges, and enthusiasm. Your host, Ildiko, is a former social housing professional, textile designer, and teacher who described herself as a life artist. She is now a property professional, business network host, and facilitator of the Entrepreneurs Club. Subscribe now to hear these inspiring stories every week.
When I started my property training, one of the mantras that the owner of the training company was saying non-stop, and I've heard it many, many times from other people as well, is your network is your net worth. Because in your business network will be your accountant, your mortgage broker, your colleagues or others who do the same strategy, and you can come up with joint venture partners or anyone who will fit into your business life. Or like now that I started up this podcast, I'm meeting a lot of people who are my age or older and still starting up new businesses, or like yourself, coming from the corporate world. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is good. You know, I'm also learning a lot about myself as well. And, my life over the last 24 years is when I get a new job. It's not just a new job, it's a new city, it's a new country. Yes. It's a new, it's a new set of colleagues, it's a new set of friends. So, because, we generally have moved job and moved country. So I have a certain amount of resilience just from that sort of lifestyle, if you like. But, not taking a knock, if you like, if somebody doesn't want your services, just to go, okay, well, it's obviously not for them.
Not for them
and
at that
then
time.
Sort of,
but what an amazing experience that is, that you moved from country to country through your life, so that the resilience that you built up from that, that's a beautiful life skill.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I just remembered what I was going to say with the previous little comment was how much I come to realize how much I love connecting people. So when you mentioned about people being really scared of going into a room of strangers, which is really bizarre. But anyhow, I don't get scared, but that's just me. But what I love the most in the networking event and being a host of a networking event is when I see someone standing there like stuck in like a rabbit in a headlight. I go up to them, make them comfortable. And then one of my favorite bits of advice to people is to go up to groups of 3.
Yes.
Because usually it would be 2 people talking and 1 listening. So if you then go and stand next to the one listening, then it's fairly easy to at least just then make a connection with only 1 person. You don't have to make a connection with 50 or 100 people or even 10. Just that 1 person, start talking, just introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And then it's easy to peel off. And then other people will come along and then you move on and so on and so on. And then by the end of the networking event, you may have spoken to 10, 15, even 20 people.
Yes.
Without then being scared of thinking, how am I going to introduce myself to the whole room?
Absolutely. And even if you just meet 1 person, I mean, I've been at a networking event before that, I met somebody in the queue where we'd signed in and she was on her own. And, we just sort of got chatting and just meeting 1 person. Do you know what I mean? It's just another person in the local community who you have the opportunity to meet. But then if you go to another event, which is like the one that you held, where you've got a smaller room. This was in a massive room, but a smaller room. It's a lot easier just to get around and meet people. And it's very interesting meeting different people from different backgrounds as well.
So I'm just going to ask you a few very specific questions. I've got a whole lot of questions here. Some relate, some don't, but they can dig out some good answers maybe. So, obviously at 50, I still feel very young. Somebody else I interviewed set up a new business at 60.
Wow.
So, but I'll ask the question anyway. So how come that you've gone into a new business instead of thinking about retirement? You said you left behind a good job. You might have, I don't actually know, but you might have a good financial background. So have you considered retiring or?
No, not at all. No, I'm too young to retire. No, I couldn't. I've never actually not worked. So I had my kids when we were in Qatar. And I only got 7 weeks maternity leave when I was there. So I, went back to work when they were very, very young. And And
practically newborn by the sound of it.
yes, yeah. I mean, I was in a very fortunate position that I was not teaching in the classroom at that point. I was a head of a school. So I was able to have a little bit more flexibility in terms of doing a feed before I went to work. And then in Qatar, the school hours actually are from 7 till 1 or 7 till about 1:30, which is a lot shorter than school
that's
hours
how
here.
I went to school back in Hungary, sort of, 8 till 2 kind of
Yes,
thing.
yeah. So I still had loads of time with the boys. I worry, actually, one of the things that I was worrying about with sort of finishing that really sort of quite high-paced job and coming here and setting up on my own was like, okay, well, if I haven't got that sort of drive and that busyness every day. I used to be in work at 7 and finish at 5 and then work in the evenings, at the weekends. I'd be like, right, okay, well, is that going to impact my health because I'm not as busy? And
well, you have a bit more time for yourself.
I do have more time for myself, but I don't see retirement for a good 12,
Fair
15,
enough.
18 years. Absolutely.
So do you have a self-care routine?
I walk the dog most mornings. I do about 3 kilometres. I do 3 different parks. So go to the lower park and then go up a massive hill to the next
It's not hard in Plymouth to find a massive hill.
No, it's not. But it's like really gets my heart rate going in the morning. And then go down to Devonport Park and then repeat it back again. So I do that in the mornings, which gets me up, gets me
perfect
going.
Perfect thing, isn't it? I mean, I search for a lot of exercise routines and stuff, and a whole lot of them for our age recommends walking.
Yes. Yeah.
So as you say, gets your heart rate up.
It does. It
gets
does.
you in fresh air. Since the summer, I've been doing my meditation either outside when it's dry. Now that it's a lot better, I just open the patio door wide
lovely.
and still let the fresh air in.
Yes.
And it's been revolutionary kind of thing. It's really bizarre, like why I never thought of it. But someone suggested it to do a bit more grounding.
Yes.
And all it is just adding fresh air to my existing meditation routine.
Absolutely.
What a difference.
Yes.
It's been wonderful.
Yes. It's interesting. My husband's an Australian, which also brings a sort of another dynamic, if you like. He's in British Australian, dual citizenship. He loves barbecuing. And so his dad was over from Australia visiting, and sort of last Friday we were like, right, okay, my husband was like, it's not raining. The sun is shining. We're going to have a barbecue and we're going to sit outside.
I have a feeling like your husband and my husband and the last networking event discussed having a barbecue.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think they did.
yeah, there we go. So, and as you say, it's just sort of that ability to sit outside and sit around the table and enjoy the fresh air. It's really nice.
I mean,